Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dean here today with Burn One, and I'm joined with my locals, Nate and Ryan. You guys want to say hi?
What's up,
Hey,
guys?
You know,
how you doing?
maybe one day they can too. One day they too can become Burn One members. But for now, they're just doing co-commentary on this EU round two. I am versus Choice Standby Ruby. You know, that's one that's pretty popular. It ended up doing very well in NA, right? Ended up wasn't
Uh,
it the mirror match in the top
Yeah,
four?
it had a lot of tops in bro. I think I counted like three or four.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of insane. So just so you guys know, I forgot to mention this. Sometimes this will freeze because this is a screen capture. This is how scuffed this is. But if I go to look at my opponent's deck to see what the hell they're playing, right? It actually freezes the actual capture from OBS onto this. So this is as scuffed as it gets. But this is how you record bro games. More power to anyone who watches these, by the way. Oh, look at that. I actually fixed it in this one. We will not see the Mr. Judge appearing this game.
Ellis, shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, shuffling up. Maybe I should have skipped this part of the video. Maybe I should just skip this part of the video. Here we go. We'll just go here. Okay, boom. I open up with this Hestia. It mills 3. It was all garbage. We're actually in the game now. Okay, so real talk. Should I be playing 4 of this Hestia that reveals 3? This thing is like the best card in the deck. Like, let's not even kid ourselves. I always want to open this at level 0.
I mean, it's always like a really strong opener, especially against standby decks when you can just lock things in back row if they ever standby stuff out. But as an opener, it mills 3 on play. What more could you want?
Mills 3 and hand fixes. It's like all around a pretty good card, I feel.
I would say so. That card you triggered, though, I would say that's arguably the best opening if you are going second.
Yeah, if you're going second, I usually want one of each, which is why after playing the list, I think I want 4 of each, to be honest, because like I always want the mill on the first turn.
Yeah, definitely.
We see my opponent is playing clean cut, and I'm not really playing center runners. I'm not playing anything to actually stop this, so they're going to be able to attack with this brainstorm, which I am okay. I'm not going to lie. Is that that's not the spammable, right? That is the TD one, right?
I do believe so, yes.
Okay, I only know the foil for the TD.
Yeah, you kind of only own max rarity Ruby.
I also
So
own base rarity, but I don't sleeve base rarity usually. So
well, let's see. Did you get kicked to level 1?
um, ooh, video's freezing. I don't know. Is it? Or am I just thinking?
Your video has frozen, but
No, it
his
is
video
not.
is not. You might just be thinking. Yes, it looks like you're leveling up to 1.
What is happening?
Why is there a card face down? I saw a card in your level and it went to your
Um,
hand.
No, there's no
and
way.
it's that card on the right.
I'm pretty
I,
sure that's what I saw, but I don't
no,
know what you're doing with it.
I believe it was his turn, and he went to clock, and then I believe they're waiting on something now.
Oh, okay, okay. For some reason, I thought that was what he was choosing to level, and then he put it back in his hand.
Oh my! I do not remember what happened here, but this video it is going at 2 times speed right now.
Well, the judge isn't even in here, so he's probably.
No, I made it where you can't see the judge.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I hid non-participants. Yeah, I actually did it this time.
Wait, wait, wait. I see it at the top right. Does that mean there's 6 participants in this call right now with you?
It would seem it does. Oh wait, was this the one? I was on a feature match on one of these. This must have been it.
What did you do, Dean? please remember what happened here, because this is very interesting.
Well, okay. I'm imagining what happened is they said this will be the feature match. Please wait while we get everything set up, and then they made us wait for 10 minutes. They let us know like into the second turn, and I was like, oh, okay. So
that required 4 judges.
Well, everyone was like, yeah, just stop. We're gonna watch, and then get the people in to watch the game because like they got to get the videos and everything. Yeah, so this is the one that is going to be on stream whenever they upload the actual videos. So I guess it was round 2. I thought it was round 3, but, you know, memory fails me.
Okay, so we do have a level.
Yeah, we level. We clock the bell early play. Level the dude who makes your cards cost 0. The event coming down is pretty sick. You can grab it.
Point, did you already have one in hand?
Do what?
The guy, I forget is he like Wolf or something like that?
His name is Wolf. Yeah.
Wolf, yeah.
Well,
Did you already have one in hand at this point?
I do not remember. I think it might have been he was the worst card in my hand. Because I don't think I had access. I don't think I had access to the 1-1 event at the moment. And I think it was like, these were my other cards, right?
Yeah. Does your list play 1 or 2 of them?
2. You said my list, but this is Kit's list, okay? I play my friends list of regionals, yeah. So if you didn't know, so this is for them, as much as anyone watching. This is my second game on this deck. I did not read the cards before this tournament. So, yeah.
I was about to say, I believe you missed your trigger on playing the Firebolt of drawing and ditching it.
No, I didn't. I drew and ditched.
You did?
Yeah. What the...
All right.
He doesn't watch the game. I have a co-commentator who doesn't pay attention.
Listen, there's a lot of going on here, and your hands are like covering half the table. All right.
Yeah, I mean that's how you play on online. You gotta like cover the cards.
That level 0 bell must be insane for recurring your level 1 combo.
I mean, you have to like open the lane for damage, so it's like a little risky, right?
You open 2 lanes.
You open 2 lanes and you take a damage when it happens. So it feels bad to do, but the deck doesn't have a lot of grave recursion. I think is like one of the bigger problems with the deck. I don't know how you actually get cards out of grave unless you have the 1-1 or the Firebolt.
I was gonna say the event grabs stuff.
Yeah, it's 8 unsearchable cards that can randomly recur you the 1-0, but otherwise you can't really recur it. It's
yeah. So if you don't have if you don't have one of them in hand, you have to rely on that made Hestia that you turn 1 played to get your events. Yeah, and even then, you're relying on a mill 3 off a top to get it.
It is, and that's a board slot too, right? There's an actual commitment to put that card on the board because it's one less lane that's a bell. And when you play it, it's a little bit more awkward than you would think, but you know, I've played this game a while, so we're not struggling.
The Hestia that mills 3 is also cool because it stuns a target.
Yeah. Oh, I did. So just so you know, I learned about that in round 3 after the game. So I don't know about that yet. That line of text is not on that card.
Cards.
That line of text is not on the card.
Dean,
that is like one of the main reasons you play it, is it not?
What?
Isn't that like one of the like main reasons you play it over any other like cards that you dig?
I saw Rize for events. That's all I remembered. Okay. I like did not read the card actually. That was one of the ones. So like I knew a couple of the cards, right? I knew Brainstorm, Draw, Ditch. So I didn't read that. I had to read my level 1 combo to see how it gets power. I had to read the bell. I did not. I didn't read the Rize thing. I just said Rize for events. That's all I knew.
The Dean guy doesn't read his cards. Same guy who was bullying a 10-year-old at Pokemon pre-release.
What is this? We can't. I was not bullying a 10-year-old. I merely told him.
So for those of you that don't know, we just bully Dean at our locals every day. So yeah, that's just kind of how this works.
They can only bully me with words though. They can't bully me in the game.
What we've missed so far is the RWBY player has brainstormed,
hit 2 on a draw, then drop search for the John.
Drop search just there, and we're continuing here.
He has the Jean. I think he has yellow at the second in the middle of his clock. It's very hard to see. The fidelity is low.
It looks like it's blue.
Is it? Oh, we see the Weiss. We see the Weiss come down. The one that like stock charges if he plays a climax.
Yeah, Dean, he doesn't have yellow in his clock. That's another brainstormer.
Oh, well then.
Oh, wait, no. I might be mistaken.
So he drop search for the Jean, and it doesn't like do anything.
I don't think that's yellow, though.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we see a standby come down with the clean cut synergy. Standbying out a level assist into his board of level zeros. I think at that point I'm just like, yeah, I'll
that's the
scoop
level
him
one
out.
combo, isn't it?
What? Oh, it is the
Is
level
that?
one combo. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then thanks
So
to opening the
I'm wondering if
lane
he
and
didn't
the
have
Ricky,
any.
exact cancels. You know, exact cancel again on 3. You know, so it happens. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, this Yang does not clear the lane, and he ends up sighting. So I think I have to clock here, right? Because I have to be able to play this knife that's blue, but I don't have blue and clock. So yeah, we clock. Now we have access to everything.
So
Were
if
his
I'm not
level zeros
mistaken,
bigger than your level one combo?
What?
So you had two of the level one Bell. Were one of his level zeros capable of scaling it? Is that why you bounced it back?
The clean. What was it? The clean cut maybe. Why did I do it?
Because I know the clean cut pumps on play, right? Or if it hits the top check and it doesn't have to be itself.
Yeah, I think it was he was able to. I forget like what
Oh,
the actual order it was. I'm pretty sure he clean cut pumped it because that Weiss would have been 5-5 because it becomes a 3-5 on play, and it gives him a blind stock on reverse.
yeah. I remember seeing that card in the list.
So yeah, the play was like pretty simple, right? Just bounce the bell, deny the stock, deny the clean cut as well.
my question though is why did you clock to get blue? Because the knife can be played without color requirement.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Wait,
knife can be
what?
played with.
Since wait, I didn't even know that after this tournament.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
play
yeah,
the.
yeah.
I
The
have
knife can
never
be played
read the
without
knife.
color.
I look at it and I say torch, and then I
Okay, yeah,
use it.
no, it has a bunch of effects. The first one is
What? I can't be used if there's not a bell or Hesty. I know that much.
correct. It can only be used as a counter if there is a bell on field, and
Okay.
then it can be played without color requirement at all times.
I am literally learning this card for the first time. I clocked blue 100% to be able to play the knife. And there was multiple times in this tournament that I felt uncomfortable because I didn't have blue.
Yeah, so you do not need blue to play the knife.
I can't believe Dean doesn't read his cards.
You don't need to
Oh,
read them to do well. Okay. Look.
So here's the thing, right? Is I played Don Machi for about like a month maybe,
Okay.
and I didn't know this. But then again, my cards were in Japanese, so
Oh.
like I don't really read my cards in Japanese.
Well, see,
But your cards are in English
yeah,
in
you
front
don't
of
read
you
them. Why would you ever read
Oh.
your cards in this game?
because you could play them for free without needing to clock.
Oh, I mean that'd be cool. But now I get to ditch too because I hit gates.
In
You
this
just
list, were you playing the Hestia that generated you stock when you used an event?
It's a one of. I never see it like almost ever.
I was gonna say I feel like the list like doesn't need it because you don't really use stock on that much, especially if you have the wealth that makes your the pyro. I don't remember what the full name is. The cost 0.
Yeah.
it starts with a K, I believe.
It's like pyro Kenichi, I think, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, my
And
opponent's.
your Hestias are also stock healers, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
that's
need
the
you don't
biggest
need a
thing.
lot of resources in this deck. So yeah, that card felt like it really wasn't necessary.
Yeah, it's a free CX combo, and you only need
oh
4
my
stock
God.
to triple it.
I have played this deck like 4 or 5 games after this, and I still didn't know that line of text.
So you have the red card in back row, the bell that bounces back. Kind of an interesting play here.
I think it was to get a card out of my hand that could do something.
Well, I noticed you discarded a second copy of the Brainstorm when you went to discard at the end of your turn.
Yeah, you only need one brainstorm in this game.
Interesting. You would think it would be better to be able to dig 6 cards than it would be to dig 5 and having a
No,
dead card on board.
no, that card's not dead. I can bounce my combo. That card is a stock out right now when I have a climax on top of my stock. Okay, it's pretty good.
You remember how many climaxes you were out here?
No, this was 2.5 weeks ago. It's pretty rough.
That's kind of scuffed, yes. All right, so it looks like they're at 2-3 tier 1-2.
Yeah, they were having a pretty rough game. You see, I slammed the climax, and I know at least what that does. It gives 1,000 power and 1 soul.
That would be correct.
We get the Pyrrha coming down. I think I was actually like somewhat compressed here because I remember like seeing this Pyrrha and not being afraid. So I think I have like 2 or 3 in deck. And now trying to resolve Pyrrha on webcam.
All right.
So at this point, if you didn't have a CX in hand, you'd have 2 in deck if you still had 1 on top of your stock.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
two in
believe you
stock.
have
I
5 in your
double triggered.
waiting room. I believe you have 5 in your waiting room there. So there's 2 in your stock and then 1 in deck.
I mean, that's like more than enough, right? He's swinging 1, 1, 2 plus soul triggers on my 1 cancel in deck. Like even just 1 cancel is enough to like he's barely even presenting a level. He's not even presenting a level, right? Because I'm 1, 2.
You are 1-2 currently.
Yeah, so he's not even presenting a level yet. Like he can't even hit me to level 2 without soul triggers.
Correct.
And there is still a cancel in deck. So this is like a completely fine place to be in. And on top of that, the Yang is 4-5 now, so the Yang has to trade with the Bell, the drop search, and it doesn't because the Jean power pumps on attack, doesn't it? So I guess he manages to clear the
knives in
ledge.
hand?
Do I have what?
Any Hestia knives in hand?
Yeah, I played down triple combo.
I thought I saw a few in your waiting room, so I
Yeah,
I
there are
ditched one for
in your
turn.
waiting room. He ditched one for the end of turn. He has 2 in his hand.
So yeah, the
currently.
Jean's power pumping the Yang to be able to get over, but it's still only for 1, so it's like there's not a whole lot of stress being put on me. We see the cigarettes event being played in this. I'm assuming because having played this deck, I mean, well, there's also the draw brainstorm. This is like a slightly stranger list. But when I played this deck, when I sleeved up the choice standby list, it felt like 2 old blasts from the past. It reminded me of old Bang Dream, where like you just Futaba plus brainstormed, because I think in the topping list, right, they played the Neptune. Oh, look at that! That's how you pay out climaxes.
Yeah. Okay. So were you trying to pay out climaxes for refresh there instead of knifing to try and get rid of all the damage?
You're asking a hard question here. I do not remember at the time. Okay, so 1, I never will knife if I have a climax in deck. Okay? Watch the video. Never mill on your opponent's turn. Always wait for your turn.
Interesting, because that is something I think I've never really seen from anyone except you. You're the only person I
don't enjoy
play
playing
that doesn't mill on their opponent's turn.
I don't enjoy playing blackjack. That's like more of the thing, right? Because it's like whenever you mill on your opponent's turn, so a climax is weighted. So like if you are, oh yeah, look at this. I hard play that 1/1 event just to be able to scale the Pyrrha, but and the Pyrrha's not in the middle either, so that's also huge because it doesn't have hand on core. But so
wait, does the Pyrrha have to be in the middle to have hand on core?
well, no, but he doesn't have the Jean assist out. He has the TD brainstorm, and the TD brainstorm gives middle hand on core. So
okay, got it.
wait, I forget how cracked was I? I think I told him new refresh rule. I said if I refresh a climax, I can use this pants.
That's insane.
Does he do it? Can he do it?
I forget. I remember being on absolute fire this game. Oh, not lucky. Can only refresh climaxes when it would hurt me.
Yeah, except for when you need them, right?
But yeah, so okay, so the problem is like when you actually like look at the mill, all you're doing is denying yourself a potential mill 4 to do something on your opponent's turn when you don't know like what's actually going to happen, right? Like let's say you reveal a copy of your level 1 and a level 3. Like are you supposed to grab the level 3 or the level 1? You don't know until the like all the damage has been stuck. So yeah, it's I just feel like you're like reducing the number of plays you actually have by knifing randomly during your opponent's turn.
Interesting.
Oh, here we go. We see it coming down.
Bouncing back.
Well, because I'm
Is
pretty
this-
sure he declared where the Jeans go. And I was like, I'll deny a Jean.
Are the Jeans on reverse?
They're on it. Yeah, they give a card on climax placement on reverse search.
Gotcha.
And so I think he split 1-1, and I said, okay, I'll just deny you one of these. Because I can, and I have a health lead.
Your opponent is at 3-6 here, and you are at
2-6. He's at
2-6.
2-6.
My bad. 2-6.
I'm at 2-4.
Yes, 2-4.
The game's a little bit closer than it was a turn ago. We see the Vital Festival Ruby. That's a good card. Salvages on play. Pay 2, ditch 2, burn 2 at end of attack. Decent off finisher. I think it's like one of the best cards in Ruby, actually. Between that and the
Does
Pyrrha.
Choice Standby still run the Ruby finisher?
Yes, that's their standby. I think they play as like a. They usually play it as a couple, like 1 to 2 of. I don't think he does because there's no Pyrrhas in memory.
I don't think I've seen a Pyrrha this entire game.
Okay, we see a knife comes down. I manage to grab the bell. The bells come down. I only have single fire bolts, so they're tiny, but my opponent doesn't have a board, so
I was gonna say I don't think it matters here because John isn't very big, right?
he's like 4K. So I heal. Able to put down the bell early play. One of the best cards in the deck, I felt. I love 4 more early play heals. Just able to keep it up.
It's just really consistent.
Now, I believe this one markers a knife on play.
A knife and a 2-0 draw event that is not actually played.
I believe it's the 1-1 event, if I'm not mistaken.
No, what?
The 1-1 event that gives 4K power?
No, it's not. It markers like a 2-0 draw event.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because it can't get 2 markers in this deck.
What is its power with the 1 marker?
9K.
I guess it's not terrible.
I mean, it's an early play heal, which is just like more than enough for me.
Ah,
like-
yes.
Mhm.
This-
And my opponent eats all of the damage. Well, not all of it. He canceled once, right? Yeah, he canceled once. But, you know, he's taken a lot of damage. I feel like these games, Danmachi feels like it always tends to actually have really fast games, just since you're tri-fielding turn 1 and then slamming climax literally every turn.
yeah, so the other event it can marker is a 1-0 draw event.
I remember seeing that at the shop challenge yesterday. The guy I was playing against was playing that card.
The 1-0?
Yeah.
It's Upstart Goblin. It's actually insane. You play 46 card deck.
He's not wrong. So let's see. He's going into 3-3 You're at 2-3. Does he represent a way of actually
RWBY.
killing you at all?
So RWBY
I don't
is
think so.
very sad. It cannot actually push that much damage. I think he hits 2 on that. But, you know.
Cancel straight off the top.
I think there's still climaxes in that deck. The Salem is, got a lot of arguments with people over this card. I'm like, it's in like a lot of people's decks, and I know it's like hard to cut, but it probably needs to be cut.
What are you cutting it for?
It literally anything. Level 3 stock swaps nowadays, they're a little rough.
But it's also an Icy Tail by the looks of
But
it.
it's 3 stock to be either.
Well, I can't imagine it's a very bad card to play with the current format. If you're hit to level 3 before your opponent, if your opponent is playing Tokyo Revengers, the dual laners.
If Tokyo Revengers hits you to level 3 first, I have some huge questions.
There's other problems at hand, but if that does become the case, then yeah.
Ah, yes, flashbacks to when Nate stock swapped my entire deck.
Oh, Misakuro? Glenda Goodwitch, if people don't know, it's Misakuro from Railgun. Pay 1, ditch 1 on attack, gain 2k and on reverse burn 1. So, he actually, if he's willing to discard his entire hand, he could do 3 swings for 2 and a burn 1 and a burn 2.
Let's see if he's willing to sacrifice his entire hand for this.
And
Looks
all
like he
of his
brought
stock.
another one of those. Yes, looks like he brought out another one of those salvagers.
See, if I was really smart, I would Ricky right here to deny him the reverse. Okay, well, oh yeah, that's right. He attacked, and I was out 8 then at this point.
Wait, you deny him the middle Ruby is on attack, pay 2, ditch 2, burn 2, right?
End of attack.
And of attack.
Oh,
But the
well,
one that
see,
needs to reverse is a burn 1, right?
yeah.
So why would you pay 1, bounce back to clock yourself to deny a burn 1 and give them?
Because I could. It's about sending
I
a
mean-
message, okay?
That is
Okay,
valid.
dude.
He also saves the healer. So
But yeah, refresh a climax, take the 2. But, you know, it's still fine. We're, like, pretty far ahead, and I have 2 Hestias in my clock, it looks like, so maybe I don't actually have a top end. He's thinking about it, see? It's like, if he hits, like, 2 soul triggers in a row, yeah, and he gets those burns off, I could die.
there's a
Okay.
third Hestia going to clock.
3 Hestias in clock, yeah.
It's okay, you just triple event here and grab all of them.
Oh. Okay, so now I'm realizing I need the Hestias somehow. I don't know how I'm going to get them. I clock the knife. We don't need that. Because there's none in deck. I played on this guy. I'm able to play the
Here comes one
event.
event. Here comes a Hestia.
We're able to get a Hestia, yeah. Draw. Ditch.
All right, now you have 3 bells in waiting room. So if you can firebolt, you can firebolt now for your Hestias.
Okay, we're going to search Brainstorm. Okay, so I knew the correct order. Oh, I seem to not have the correct climax in hand. So we got the climax swap.
So at best, if you have to play the climax swapper, you get 2 Hestias off with 3 stock.
I could get triple off. What are you talking about? I have 4 stock right now.
Correct, but if you have to climax swap, you have 3 stock.
I have 4 stock.
Yes,
You have
but if you
4
have
currently before you play a climax swapper.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hestia's not on the board. I saw one go to my hand. I just assumed it was on the board already. Look, I can only keep track of exactly one item on the board at a time, which is currently my stock.
listen, so we read cards here.
No, we
Fiend.
don't. We don't read cards, or else we know that event could peak playthrough.
Okay, so there's the first Hestia.
Wait, wouldn't I just be able to use all of the Hestias and then play the climax swap, since I would always have one stock?
Yes, you could. You could actually do that. You could play the 4th Hestia and still have a climax swapper with 4 stock.
I don't think you grabbed it though, did you?
See, I'm thinking about things. We got the climax swap coming down.
Yeah, so he only goes with 2.
In an instance like this,
I think
you
my opponent was
still-
out like 7 or something crazy, by the way.
I think at this point in the game, if your opponent was out 7, I think it might honestly be worth it to stack both of them on your center.
I'm pretty sure I do something like that. Yeah, see?
Because turning your center lane into a 4 stock beater or 4 soul beater that has double on cancel burn 2.
it gives it to
It's
its
pretty good.
itself there. It looks like.
Yeah, I sided for 1. Or I just attack and then it said burn 2.
Yeah.
Because I think there's like no way he could live there. So, yeah, that's it. That's round 2. That is on the feature match, as I said. You guys have any comments about that game? Just normal game?
Other than you
I
fucking blue for a knife that you didn't know about?
okay, that was going to be a problem in every game. That is never fixed. That was a problem when I was playing you guys in casuals. When I was playing Don Machi and Takanta Mari. That's been a problem for a while. But
Okay,
I
so
now
Dean,
have.
after playing Don Machi through Bro, what is your overall opinion on the deck?
It feels like really dog shit.
Oh.
I mean, the finisher will randomly kill. I mean, but it's like I'll stick like a 4, like right. It's like, have you ever played like Hendrickson or Yukina or like any of those top ends, and literally slam down a climax, swing 3, cancels, burn 2, cancels, Musashi cancels, Musashi burns, stick like 2, and then you get another Yukina off and you deal like 4 damage because your opponent cancels like 6 times in a row. When I play Don Machi, I slam down the Hestia, I swing for 3, and my opponent eats a vanilla swing for 3, and then I get to win because of that. And I feel like it should not be winning as much as it is. I'm very confused. I feel like I'm very lucky in a lot of these games where like I just swing for 3, and my opponent eats a swing for 3, and I just go, oh, okay. I guess you lose now. The level 1 being able to scale cards is like very... It's funny because it's not actually like consistent. I don't know how like
That's
any
what
of you guys...
that's what I've noticed.
Because sometimes it's like you look down at your clock, you're level 1, and like you have 2 firebolts in clock, and you go, how did this happen? Or like they're just not showing up in grave. It's like the same problem of like old Bang Dream with the Kazumi, right? Like you just sometimes don't have firebolts in grave, and so your bell just can't scale anything. You can't do anything. The early play is very weak. It's actually weaker than your bell could be. So your level 1 could be bigger than your early play. There's
A
no
lot of people
reliable
now-
way. There's what?
A lot of people now are playing the eyes early play because
Yes.
of the Amari matchup, since it just kind of kills that entire board.
Yeah, that's like probably the right play, to be honest, is just being able to deal with both the defensive counters and to be able to reliably scale boards in the matchup you need to. Because I just feel like
It
the
gives
deck...
you a stronger. It gives you a much stronger level 2 game than just recycling your level 1 combo again and maybe early play healing once. And it's also easy to get off because the climax swapper also can swap out level if you need to
Yes.
get the experience.
Yeah, I think it's I think that is like the correct play, just because you can't really find that 1/1 event as often as you think, right? And there's a lot of points in like, especially at the 0 game, where like you'll have the 1/1 event in hand, and you'll just be like, I have to get rid of this if I want to have a playable hand, and then you'll get rid of the 1/1 event, and then like it comes around to level 2, and you're like, I just never saw it again. It's an event. Sometimes it doesn't appear.
The 1/1 event gets really awkward, especially when you don't have the wealth in play, because then you're paying 1 stock for this, and you know you have the ability to pay no stock for it, and then you're just kind of looking at your hand just like, well,
Well,
do
I
I want
don't.
to waste my knives to go try and find this wealth so I can just play it for no stock?
Yeah,
Or would I rather just play the 1 stock, hold the knives, and keep my good deck state?
I mean, I think it's like what everyone else knows is this deck is good specifically when there is a lot of standby in the meta, and it's very bad into like the non-standby decks because it. I think that like if you were to play 2018, 2019 Bang Dream into Don Machi, I legitimately think those decks are better. I think 2019, 2018 Bang Dream, like Girls Band Party 2, is a
Well,
better
it's like
1K1 deck.
Damachi probably just loses to other 1K ones more regularly, but against like Standby or Kanatamarian, which Kanatamarian is basically a deck that can put out standby power level boards
Well, it's also it
at level
has like
2.
Kanata Marian is also like a standby deck in the fact that they do nothing at level 1 and 0. That deck does literally nothing at 0 and 1. It puts down 6Ks and it goes, I attack for 1. And then you go, oh, okay. And then you take 1 damage.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like another big boon. It's like that deck doesn't really push damage until level 2. And then at level 2, it puts out the board. And sometimes you're able to scale 1 to 2 of them. But sometimes you're even not, right? Because like, you'd have to have triple Firebolt or quad Firebolt plus the 1/1 event or double 1/1 event. So actually, you
Well,
can't
you can
even reliably scale
also
that.
just go for the eyes. The eyes scales
Oh yeah,
it.
with the eyes. I mean, but any deck can do that. RWBY can play the Nora, right? Like a lot of decks can play things to out that. So that's not unique to Don Machi. The only thing unique to Don Machi is this level 1 combo.
I think more decks. I think the profiles that are really big and deny backups are really strong right now, considering they dodge tap counter.
Yes, tap counter is like one of the most obnoxious things in the meta. The draw ditch though is actually insane in this deck. I think the brainstorm being able to hand filter is extremely strong. You can't be climax flooded in this deck. That's actually a huge point. But the deck speed is actually, I feel, lacking. Do you guys feel that when you play this? I feel
With Don Machi?
Yeah, Don Machi's deck speed is actually much slower than it looks.
So honestly, I feel like that is like a sentiment that is shared by better players of the deck, because I've seen a lot of bad players playing Don Machi, and they're sitting there milling their entire deck every single turn, playing all 3 knives defensively, and then they mill their entire deck, and then they just sit there and just like, oh cool, I had no cards in hand that I need.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just like, or they're complaining, oh, I took too much damage or refresh damage, or people are leveling up super quickly, and it's because you're milling 20 cards a turn. You're gonna take a lot more refresh points, which I
yeah.
feel is a bad thing about this deck. Is
Well,
people look at all the mill they have and they just take refresh points
well,
when they don't need to.
even with all the mill you have, there's like a lot of times that when I need the mill, I'm like, oh, I don't have enough. Like I feel like first deck is actually like not that fast because you have to play down the bell to get the knives, and then you have to either use all the knives defensively, which I really dislike doing, because it's just blackjack, like I said, right? Like I don't know if I'm level 2, I don't know if I'm level 1, I don't know what I'm going for, I don't know what I need to mill. Do I need to mill 4? Do I need to mill 2? Do I need to mill 1? What am I supposed to do? Am I going to reveal event, climax when I only wanted to mill like 1 card? Well, what's going to happen, right?
I think Don Machi has access to a lot more mill than other decks in the format. I think it just depends on how you use your Hestia knives.
Yes, but I feel like it's not like old Mogros, right? It's not like I'm not sure. I was gonna say Goblin Slayer, but Goblin Slayer is just like, I think the difference between this and Goblin Slayer is Goblin Slayer just assumes that its board is living and uses the torch defensively. So like,
Well,
Well,
there's also the benefit
you
of
use the torch
with
defensively
because
because
you
it's
get
2-1.
power, because you get power.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
two
the
one
thing.
pumps like 2K on event play, so that's Goblin Slayer can get away with playing the torches defensively in more ways than one, not only defensively milling, but also getting 2k power every time they play a knight.
Please never say those words again.
Play a torch.
Never say
What?
defensively milling again. That is not a thing, and I will not abide by those that type of play.
New burn 1 video? Question
But
mark.
it's already been made. But that's it for this one. Next time we hit you guys with round 3.